Oscar Piastri has reportedly made a startling discovery in McLaren's 2026 MCL40 car that has left the team reeling. This isn't a minor issue, it could impact power deployment, aerodynamics, or reliability, fundamentally altering McLaren's pre-season plans. Early reports indicate the problem touches key areas under the 2026 regulations, including hybrid energy management and active aero systems. If unresolved, McLaren's dominance from previous seasons could be seriously challenged, giving rivals an early strategic edge. Sources claim only Piastri and a select group of engineers fully understand the scope. The anomaly could affect corner exit, battery efficiency, and lap consistency, making every test session a high-stakes risk for the team. Later in the video, we'll reveal exactly what Piastri found, why it has sent shockwaves through the McLaren paddock, and how rivals are now closely analyzing the MCL40. What seems like a preseason issue could define the early championship battle. McLaren's 2026 preseason has been rocked by a revelation that has left the team scrambling for answers. Oscar Piastri reportedly discovered a major issue in the MCL40 during testing, forcing McLaren to pivot from optimizing performance to diagnosing the anomaly. Sources indicate that the problem may relate to the integration of the hybrid powertrain, battery management, or the active aerodynamic system critical elements under the 2026 technical regulations. This discovery has turned routine preseason testing into a high-pressure scenario, with engineers and drivers alike operating under unprecedented scrutiny. The issue appears to impact the synchronization between the Mercedes PU26 power unit and the car's hybrid energy system. Piastri reportedly noticed irregular energy deployment during corners, which could compromise lap consistency, tire wear, and overall performance. Engineers are urgently attempting to determine whether this is a calibration problem or a more fundamental design flaw that could have lasting implications across multiple circuits. The complexity of the hybrid system combined with active aero integration makes diagnosing the problem exceptionally challenging, even for McLaren's most experienced engineers. Front-end aerodynamics may also be contributing to the problem. Sources suggest that the active aero system, designed to dynamically adjust downforce and drag, is not perfectly aligned with the energy recovery and deployment mechanisms. This misalignment could lead to unpredictable handling characteristics, particularly in high-speed corners or under heavy braking. Rival teams are closely monitoring McLaren's preseason sessions, knowing that even a small inefficiency in aerodynamics or energy deployment could provide an early strategic advantage. The discovery has forced McLaren to reprioritize its preseason program. Normally, testing would focus on optimizing aerodynamic packages, suspension setups, and tire performance for various circuits. Instead, the team is dedicating significant resources to isolating and addressing the flaw, balancing the need for continued performance evaluation with the imperative to prevent further complications. Each wind tunnel run, CFD simulation, and track session now carries amplified significance, as the team works to prevent the anomaly from compromising early season competitiveness. Psychologically, the issue has placed enormous pressure on Piastri and the rest of the team. As the driver who identified the problem, Piastri must provide highly precise feedback while continuing to push the car to gather actionable data. Engineers are under intense time constraints to translate this feedback into practical interventions without introducing new issues. This scenario underscores the dual role of modern F1 drivers as both competitors and critical contributors to technical development, where insight and communication are as crucial as raw lap times. The discovery's impact extends beyond McLaren, as rival teams are recalibrating their preseason strategies in response. Competitors are analyzing McLaren's testing patterns and simulations, attempting to predict performance gaps and explore strategic opportunities. The ripple effect of a single driver's discovery demonstrates how preseason anomalies can influence not just one team but the competitive balance of the entire grid. Strategic planning, resource allocation, and testing priorities are now all informed by what Piastri found in the MCL40. Finally, the long-term ramifications for McLaren are significant. Resolving the issue is critical for maintaining driver confidence, team morale, and overall competitiveness. Project timelines, component reliability, and preseason development strategies are under intense scrutiny. Piastri's discovery has transformed the preseason from a period of refinement into a high-stakes technical and strategic crucible, where every decision carries amplified consequences that could shape the trajectory of McLaren's 2026 campaign. As soon as Oscar Piastri realized the anomaly in the MCL40, McLaren's preseason testing transformed from standard performance evaluation into an urgent investigation. According to insiders, the issue revolves around the integration of the hybrid powertrain, battery management system, and active aero components. Engineers immediately redirected resources to diagnosing the flaw, conducting simulations, and testing potential solutions. The discovery has forced the team to balance the need for continuous performance testing with the imperative to prevent exacerbation of the problem, creating an atmosphere of intense pre-season pressure. Rival teams have reportedly taken notice of McLaren's unusual testing patterns. Competitors such as Red Bull, Mercedes, and Ferrari are closely analyzing lap times, telemetry, and any deviations in vehicle behavior during pre-season runs. Even without complete access to the data, rivals are using observations of McLaren's anomaly to adjust their own preparations, anticipating potential weaknesses they could exploit in the early races. The ripple effect demonstrates how a single technical discovery can shift the entire paddock's strategic focus before the season begins. The root cause of the problem seems to lie in energy deployment inconsistencies from the MGUK and how it interacts with the car's active aero system. Piastri noticed variations in acceleration out of corners and energy recovery efficiency, which could compromise both lap consistency and tire longevity. McLaren's engineering team has been forced to model a wide array of race scenarios to understand how the flaw may manifest under different track conditions. Each new test revealed additional complexities, highlighting the intricate interdependencies of modern hybrid powertrains and aero systems under 2026 regulations. Strategically, McLaren has had to recalibrate its entire pre-season approach. Testing that would normally focus on aero optimization, suspension tuning, and tire strategies is now dominated by diagnostic work and mitigating the discovered anomaly. Every session must be evaluated not only for lap performance but also for system reliability, with engineers balancing aggressive testing against the risk of worsening the issue. This defensive posture illustrates how a single technical problem can redefine pre-season priorities and decision-making. The psychological impact on Piastri and the wider team cannot be overstated. As the driver who identified the problem, Piastri is under extraordinary pressure to provide precise feedback while still extracting maximum performance from the car. Engineers are under simultaneous stress to interpret the data quickly and implement corrective measures without introducing further complications. This scenario underscores the increasingly critical role of drivers as both competitors and essential contributors to technical development in modern Formula One. Rivals are also recalibrating their pre-season strategies in light of McLaren's challenge. Observing potential vulnerabilities gives competitors a unique opportunity to anticipate performance gaps, refine their simulations, and prepare strategic countermeasures. The discovery has effectively altered the pre-season landscape across the paddock, with every team forced to consider McLaren's internal struggles as part of their own competitive calculus. The technical issue has thus become a shared strategic factor affecting decisions across multiple teams. Finally, the broader implications for McLaren's 2026 campaign are profound. Resolving the anomaly is critical not only for early season competitiveness but also for maintaining driver confidence, team morale, and long-term reliability. Project timelines, component validation schedules, and development priorities are all now under intense scrutiny. Piastri's discovery has transformed pre-season from a routine testing period into a high-stakes environment where every lap, every simulation, and every decision carries amplified consequences that could define the trajectory of McLaren's 2026 season. The twist of McLaren's pre-season dilemma is that Piastri's discovery may affect multiple systems simultaneously, including hybrid energy deployment, battery management, and active aero. The potential implications for lap time, tire degradation, and reliability are enormous. Rival teams are acutely aware that McLaren could be entering the season with a hidden weakness, offering them an opportunity to exploit it strategically. Engineers are racing to determine whether the issue is isolated or systemic, with every simulation and test now carrying heightened stakes due to the uncertainty of its impact. At the center of the issue is the interaction between the MGUK and the active aerodynamic system. Sources indicate that the problem could create inconsistent cornering behavior and irregular energy recovery patterns, directly affecting performance in both qualifying and race conditions. Engineers must model a wide range of scenarios, accounting for variables like track type, tire wear, and fuel load. This complexity has transformed pre-season into a strategic minefield, where even minor adjustments to energy deployment or wing angle carry major consequences. The FIA adds another layer of complexity. While McLaren has not violated any regulations, the discovery has placed them under implicit scrutiny. Should the issue affect safety or regulatory compliance, the governing body may be forced to clarify interpretations of 2026 hybrid rules. This regulatory uncertainty amplifies the pre-season stakes, as McLaren must resolve the technical problem while ensuring all corrective actions remain within the FIA's rules, balancing innovation and compliance. Strategically, the discovery has forced McLaren to reconsider their development priorities. Pre-season programs that would typically focus on aerodynamic optimization and suspension tuning are now dominated by diagnostics and mitigation. Every test session, whether in the wind tunnel, on track, or via simulations, must be evaluated not only for lap performance but also for risk management. This defensive pre-season approach shows how a single driver's discovery can redefine technical and strategic planning across the team. Psychologically, the revelation places extreme pressure on Piastri and the McLaren team. As the driver who discovered the problem, Piastri must provide accurate, detailed feedback while continuing to push the car to gather performance data. Engineers must rapidly interpret and implement corrective measures without introducing new flaws. This scenario highlights the increasing importance of the driver as both a competitor and a technical collaborator in modern Formula One, where insight, communication, and mental resilience are crucial for success. The ripple effects of the discovery extend to the broader paddock. Rival teams are analyzing McLaren's testing for any indication of weaknesses, adjusting their own pre-season simulations and strategies accordingly. Even indirect knowledge of potential vulnerabilities can shape tactical decisions, making McLaren's internal challenge a factor in shaping the competitive landscape of the entire grid. The discovery has elevated pre-season stakes for all teams, turning a single technical flaw into a shared strategic consideration. Finally, the long-term consequences for McLaren's championship ambitions are significant. Resolving the anomaly is critical for early season competitiveness, driver confidence, and team morale. Timelines for development, component validation, and reliability testing are now under intense scrutiny. Piastri's discovery has transformed pre-season into a high-stakes crucible where technical, strategic, and psychological factors intersect, and every decision has the potential to define McLaren's trajectory in the 2026 championship.